Okay, I think I'm live. Sound off if you could hear me. We're trying this out. Let's see if we did this right. This is Loser Lee's Wrestling. Loser Lee's Wrestling. The news you can't lose. I hope you all saw that I put that in big and bold. You can't lose it. Thank you all so much for joining. Thank you so much for listening. I'm going solo right now. But because we're testing things out, we're doing different things here. We're trying to test out. We're doing the news you can't lose live format right now. It's very exciting. I have to turn off mine so I can see comments if they appear, if people decide to join us. We've got a lot of news to talk about. We've got a lot of things to talk about. This is the news you can't lose from August 8th to August 14th. What a week we've had. We've had a lot of stuff going on. When you get in here, sound off in the chat. Let us know you're here. Give us a honk if you're here. Maybe we'll go to the pizza party. Maybe if you're good, we'll go to the pizza party. But if you're bad, we're going to the doghouse, as we all know. Let's start off hot. Let's start off talking about what happened yesterday. Rampage debuted. AEW Rampage. I watched it live. I had a big wrestling day yesterday. I watched WWE SmackDown almost in its entirety for the first time in ever since Fox, but like at least maybe a whole year or two. But I watched that, which was fine. It was whatever. But then I watched AEW Rampage. It's the first inaugural episode. It's an hour long. It started 10 Eastern, and it was fine. It was fun. Christian, just some highlights of the show. Christian won the Impact title against Kenny Omega, and what was a pretty good match. Pretty great match. Very hot match. Crowd was real into it. It was live, which was exciting. I hope to see more of that. The rest of the night just kind of felt weird. There wasn't any. The Christian winning the world title was the big moment. We also had Miro defeating Fuego del Sol, destroyed him, and then he had actually a pretty nice little. A fired up start, but he lost pretty decisively. But afterwards, Sammy Guevara came out with Tony Khan. This was Tony Khan's first appearance coming out to the ring, besides, I guess, Brody Lee, his passing. But Sammy Guevara comes out with a contract to Fuego del Sol that he offered. He showed that now you're all elite, which was very sweet, but also kind of weird, out of place. I was expecting Sammy to turn on him for some reason, but who knows? And then we had Britt Baker versus Red Velvet, and a pretty good match again. But the issue is, I thought it was weirdly booked. I don't think Red Velvet should have been in that position where she was getting booed. We don't want Red Velvet to get booed. And Britt Baker won. And also someone made a return, Jamie Hayter. Does anyone know who that is? Does anyone know who Jamie Hayter is? Because I don't know. I don't know much about Jamie Hayter. But apparently she's back. I didn't know she was gone, but she's back. And it's all very exciting for everyone. Let me know if you know who that is. I'm not sure. Moving on, some other stuff going on today. Not today, this past week. Hangman Page opened up about his reasons why he's taking a break from AEW right now. He's having a baby. Everyone who was so worried about Hangman Page not appearing at All Out. Poor Mowat's going to All Out, and he was very sad to find out that Hangman wasn't going to win the title that night. But it's for a good reason. He wants to spend time with the family, and if he's got a new baby on the way, it's going to be hard to have a long championship run with him. So it's good that they're holding off a little bit before they took the plunge, because that would have affected it. That would have affected a great run that it's going to be. So we're very excited. Everyone in the LLW universe very excited for Hangman Adam Page. Very good stuff. Very good stuff. Next up, we got to talk about Max Caster. Max Caster has officially been suspended from AEW for some insensitive remarks that he made on AEW Dark regarding Simone Biles, Olympian Simone Biles, and also the Duke scandal. He made reference to it, which was completely distasteful. And I think he did some other things. It was just, and he was making fun of Julie Hart. I think Julie Hart. I'm not sure, but made fun of her in a derogatory way. And he's been sent to sensitivity training. And what's his name? Anthony Bowen is now a singles guy. So that's very interesting stuff. Anthony Bowens is going to be appearing on Aubrey Edwards' podcast soon. So be on the lookout for that to hear what he has to say. In terms of Max Caster and what he said, it's unprofessional. That's an issue with AEW, because AEW has no rules, and there's no scripting, and there's no rehearsals. A lot of this stuff is going to happen, and they gotta take action when it does. and they got to set the tone for what they expect and what they should have. So I'm happy he got suspended. I'm glad he's going to sensitivity training. I don't want him fired, but I do think he needs to learn a lesson. So I think this is the best way of going about it. I'm glad that Anthony Bowen isn't being punished. That's very big. I'm very glad that he's not being dragged under with him, which is usually or historically what happens in wrestling when one tag team member really flubs the boat. You know what I'm saying? He's in the doghouse, deservedly so. He's not in the good doghouse like we have here at LLW. Loser Leaves Wrestling. Make sure to follow us on all the podcast platforms and download us on everything. Even if you already heard the episode, download us, review us, and make sure to check out our TikTok. We got some stuff going on TikTok. Make sure to check it out. Other stuff in the news. We got a lot of things happening over at NXT. I don't know if none of y'all heard about NXT goings-ons, but NXT has some turmoil behind the scenes. Triple H has been running the show alongside Shawn Michaels, and been getting a lot of positive reviews, but they haven't really translated into ratings. And WWE higher brass was very nervous about this. They were expecting to win handily against AEW, but they did not. That was not the case. And it was somewhat of, would I say, an embarrassment? I don't know. I don't think it's an embarrassment. AEW is very exciting. Whether it's as good in quality as NXT is debatable, but it's very exciting. They moved to Tuesday nights, and now Vince McMahon and what's his name? Nick Khan, not Tony Khan, a different Khan, have made some big, bold decisions in eliminating all these people. And they have a new direction going on. They're going to be changing the lights. They're going to change the look of the whole thing, and also what the talent will look and perform like. No one will be starting over 30 again. I remember that directive years ago. No one started over 30, and they loosened it up a bit to allow some, great indie talent to get a shot. It's been very positive, but also they don't see them as stars. They also said no shorter people. They said a different word. Rumors had it that they said a different word, but I'm not going to say that word here. But no shorter people, no more Adam Coles. Adam Cole is the exception, but no more people that are going to be under 6 foot. I don't see it happening. And it's very unfortunate because a lot of great wrestlers are under 6 foot. So it's a different world NXT is going into. I'm not happy about it. I'm sure Triple H and Shawn Michaels aren't happy about it because this has been Triple H's baby. And I think he's been doing a great job. Triple H gets a lot of flack for his wrestling days, but him as a producer, him as a directive lead of NXT has been outstanding stuff. I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan, and I'm sure you all are too. Everyone at LLW is. So I'm look for more people getting laid off. Look for more big guys, which is weird though, because they had some big guys that they let go recently, some 7-footers, which is very strange. Maybe they didn't meet the age cutoff. But we're going to be keeping an eye on that for you here at LLW. We're going to keep it on the news you can't lose and see what happens. Sound off in the comments if you have any questions about what's going on in AEW or NXT. I'm glad to field those questions. I have a lot of information. A lot of higher ups watch this. Also, you'll notice a different look around me. I'm trying a different perspective. Here. Those of you listening to the podcast don't know what I'm talking about, but I flipped around my station for a better view from the audience. We got Tony in here. Tony in the chat. What happens to all the 30-plus Gargano, Ciampa, Thatcher, Roddy? I don't know what's going to happen with them. They already got rid of, what's his name? Bobby Fish. I don't know what's going to happen with them. Ciampa and Gargano, they're all in their late 30s. I think Ciampa is coming close to 40, but yeah, I don't know what's going to happen with that. It's very upsetting. We'll see. We're going to keep you up to date, Tony. Thank you so much, Tony, for joining us in the chat. We've got a lot of things covered. Make sure to sound off. Give us a honk if you're in here. We're going to answer all your questions. And if you have any questions, make sure to ask them. Moving on. Ring of Honor, everyone's favorite Ring of Honor. They are relocating Death Before Dishonor, their pay-per-view due to a COVID surge in Florida. Why aren't more wrestling companies doing that? They're the ones leading the charge and getting us back in. They should also be the ones in charge of kind of directing. I don't know. The wrestling's never been very responsible. I don't even know why I expect this of wrestling, but I'm glad Ring of Honor is taking a stand where not putting their fans at risk and not putting their performers at risk. I think that's very responsible. Some people might disagree with me. You anti-maskers out there. But the thing is, we have to be responsible. You have to take care of each other. You have to take care of these wrestlers. They're people too. They can't be going into a hotbed. That's not responsible. And I'm glad Ring of Honor has done something. Give a honk honk. Give a honk honk for Ring of Honor. And WWE is forever in the doghouse, as we all know. WWE is in the doghouse. Now, moving on, the sad news. We got some sad stuff here. We got the passing. The wrestling world is mourning Dominic DeNucci, famous wrestler, a legendary trainer. Dominic DeNucci, he died at the age of 89, so he lived a long, fruitful life. He won the WWF International Tag Team Champions with Bruno Sammartino in 67, I believe. And he also trained, he was a WWF trainer where he trained Hulk Hogan and superstar Billy Graham. Then he moved on to his own school where he trained the likes of Mick Foley, Shane Douglas, Brian Hildebrand, also known as Mark Curtis. He's a very great trainer. Everyone says great guy, salt of the earth person, and he passed away. And the world is mourning him. Well, let's give a good honk honk for Dominic DeNucci. I'm just going to give you a memory I have of Dominic DeNucci. Of course, I read the Mick Foley books, of course. But I remember watching, in the early days of YouTube, watching him, Iron Sheik, and Bob Backlund train Mick Foley for his big championship match. I think it was a Raw. I believe it was a Raw, but throughout the day, they're training him and teaching him all these different moves. Iron Sheik had the Persian clubs, and Dominic DeNucci was trying to teach him fundamentals, and Bob Backlund wanted to run up and down stairs. It was a very fun segment. I'm glad Dominic DeNucci had a taste of that attitude cash. He probably got a nice little payday for that. Moving on, we got some other news coming up for you. Another news. Infamous Brian Knobbs, nasty boy Brian Knobbs, isn't doing too good right now. The nasty one, he is having some stomach troubles, some severe stomach troubles, and it's not good. He's also got some bad knees. Sound out in the comments if you got bad knees, or if you have a Brian Knobbs story, that nasty Brian Knobbs that we all. I remember watching Hogan Knows Best. Anyone else in the chat know Hogan Knows Best? Well, he was in there, and he was the nasty uncle. He'd just come by and he was just gross. He was gross, but by all accounts, he was a somewhat fine guy. We hope the best for Brian Knobbs. We hope he gets back to fight in shape. I don't want him to wrestle. Do not want him to wrestle. Do not. Let's not get no bones crossed about that. Brian Knobbs should not enter a ring again. And that goes into my next story of who else should not go in the ring again. I'm talking about the Nature Boy, Ric Flair. He's in the news right now. Ric Flair's in the news for good reason. He recently left WWE. He asked for his release, and now he's floating around basically a free agent, whatever that means for someone that's his age. And he's probably coming to AEW because Tony Khan is a collector of old school memorabilia. He's got his Arn Anderson. He's got his Tully Blanchard. And now he wants his Ric Flair. That's going to really complete the set. He's going to float around. I'm sure, Barry Windham's going to make an appearance here or there. Lex Luger might do it. Who knows? But he wants his 4 horsemen underneath his belt. And I guess that's fine. I don't see Ric Flair was a big contributor to the industry. I think he was a great wrestler and a great character. But in this world that we're in, a man that basically, he's just a walking bad press. I don't think Ric Flair should be in AEW. I don't think they need him for any particular reason. He's not as energetic as he was on the mic anymore. He doesn't really serve that purpose. He cannot and should not wrestle. He's trying to post clips on Twitter saying that he'll never retire. Well, I hope no one hires you then, honestly. I don't want him wrestling. And some people are saying that he should go with Andrade. I don't want that. I don't know why people want that. Tony writes in the chat. He writes, JJ Dillon showed up a bit ago on commentary. He did show up a bit ago on commentary. That's fine. Showing up for one-off appearances is fine. Ric Flair showing up for a one-off appearance is fine. Good point, Tony. Thank you so much, Tony. I think you're going to come to the pizza party after this. We're going to have a pizza party. But I just want, I don't want any more things to clog up AEW. There's too much talent there already, and they're going to be hiring more. I know they are. They're looking at CM Punk and Daniel Bryan, and I just don't see a point in Ric Flair. But Godspeed. I hope he pays his bills. I think Tony made one of those comments before. He's got to pay the bills somehow. But what are we going to do? Make sure to follow us on TikTok. I'm starting to put up the news daily there. Just some hot news, the hot news that comes out. Make sure to follow us on all the streaming platforms, all podcasts. Make sure to subscribe to us and like those things. But that's all the news I got. I went through the whole thing. It's pretty speedy time. Thank you so much, Tony, for joining in with your questions. And all those that missed it, are joining in right now. Well, you missed something real special. You missed a really special time. And that's why you left immediately. Thank you all so much. Bless you. Follow us on Instagram as well as TikTok, and we'll talk to you soon. Thank you all so much. Give yourselves a honk honk. Bye. End of stream. I had to press end of stream.